You will own nothing and be happy. Might sound like a crazy idea, but it's becoming reality. In an article published in Forbes by the World Economic Forum, the authors talk about how we will eventually live in a system where our whole life is based on a subscription model, and only the very rich will own any personal property. The article states, "Welcome to the year 2030. Welcome to my city." Or should I say, our city. I don't own anything. I don't own a car. I don't own a house. I don't own any appliances or any clothes.
We must revitalize the global economy and accelerate its transition to net zero. We must preserve biodiversity and we must narrow the gap between the rich and the poor.
Sounds great, right? Well, homeownership is declining, marriage is at an all-time low, nobody owns physical media like video games or movies, it's all streaming, and total household debt is at an all-time high. The rich are getting rich, and the poor are getting poorer. It's not that the WEF is a Dr. Evil-esque Orwellian organization full of supervillains. They just have a really warped way of looking at the world. They make predictions that seem more like sci-fi than anything else. And these rich, elite circles like the WEF, Bilderberg Group, and the Gates Foundation have plans for what they want the world to look like by 2030. Don't take our word for it. Here's Israeli author Yuval Noah Harari, who outlined his exact vision at a World Economic Forum meeting in 2020 in a speech titled How to Survive the 21st Century.
At least some corporations and governments will be able to systematically hack all the people. We humans should get used to the idea that we are no longer mysterious souls. We are now hackable animals. Whereas in the past, humans has had to struggle against exploitation. In the 21st century, the really big struggle will be against irrelevance. And it's much worse to be irrelevant than to be exploited.
The WEF originally started with its Great Reset plan. You might have heard of it. But it has moved on to something else entirely, the Great Narrative, or Klaus Schwab's vision for a brighter future for humanity. Spoilers, it won't be a brighter future. Today we want to give you 4 predictions that the WEF has stated in the Great Narrative to reach by 2030, for you, me, and everyone on planet Earth. We also want to discuss how crypto fits into this and what crypto products the WEF is looking into. This is Isaiah McCall with 99 Bitcoins, and this is You Will Own Nothing and Be Happy. 4 predictions by 2030. All products will have become services. According to the WEF, by 2030, we'll all be using products as services. So instead of buying a car, you'll pay to rent one when needed. And instead of owning a house, more of us will live in shared apartments. This becomes more terrifying when asset managers like Blackstone are buying up real estate all over the world so they can offer housing as a service. To date, Blackstone is the largest single-family rental company in America, with more than 80,000 homes under its control. Sure, houses are expensive and can immediately cause buyers remorse due to maintenance costs, property taxes, and mortgage interest. But if you get past the initial headaches, owning a home is like winning a ticket to the chocolate factory. It opens the door for generational wealth, and you will no longer have to deal with the common problems of renting, like dealing with landlords or zero ROI. As we enter the Great Narrative era, it's becoming increasingly clear that owning a home is a luxury that few will be able to afford. It's primarily due to too big to fail economic giants like Blackstone, Zillow, and Bill Gates buying up everything. The loss of ownership isn't a net gain. Oligarchs will still own everything and will only be able to afford houses
The only houses I have in your price range are in the neighborhood colorfully referred to as the Rat's Nest. This one just came on the market.
Now, while there's very little we can do to fight for physical ownership, digital ownership is becoming our only chance to get out. We have a chance to own and get high returns on tokens like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and many others. Home ownership is becoming an elite-led asset, and time is running out to own one. US dominance is over. We now have a handful of global powers. Whoa, did a global organization comprised of Bill Gates, Yuval Noah Harari, and the CEOs of Google, Amazon, and Apple just call for the end to US hegemony? Yes, they did. WEF says that by 2030, there will be a multipolar world order with a handful of global powers. The US will still be one of them, but China, India, and the EU will also be major players. What does that mean for the US? It's not that the WEF wants democracy to fail, they just want it to be reimagined. They say that by 2030, the values underpinning the liberal world order will have been tested to their words, breaking point. What are these values that will be tested? Individualism? Freedom of speech? Laissez-faire capitalism? Who's to say? We're sure the WEF will tell us once they've taken over. Tech civil liberties will vanish. Crypto will be tested. Here's another prediction that the WEF has. There are 700 million CCTVs in China. Smile for the government. The great narrative lauds technical innovation like AI, automation, the Internet of Things, biocomputing, and blockchain. It also says these things might destroy privacy and civil liberties that we have. Hey, at least they're honest. Data is the new oil. This is why the WEF strongly believes in the power of cryptocurrency. They know that if we continue to rely on physical currency, the entire financial system won't be able to keep up. Crypto will happen whether you want it or not. However, they want a cryptocurrency in their control, not something decentralized like Bitcoin. Already, places like China have issued its digital yuan to closely monitor its citizens' spending habits. This decade will transition a new digital and automated era, during which CBDCs will be rolled out to complement and introduce social credit scores for every citizen. It's 1 part Black Mirror and 2 parts Orwell with a dash of Huxley for good measure.
第一个问题是你听说过这个社会信用体系，然后你觉得它的用处是什么？
它其实是对一个个人行为习惯的一个记录吧，相当于是在金融方面的使用率更多一些。
这当初设计社会信用体系的目的，就是为了能够第一个，它能够帮助一些机构做出决策；第二个，它是督促别人都做一个诚实守信的人。因为你如果不诚实守信，你这个分数就会低，然后你就。
The WEF recognizes several other pragmatic benefits to fully digital fiat currency, like more velocity in the financial plumbing. Digital currencies can also be stored directly on your smartphone and don't even require a Wi-Fi connection. The big question is, will that digital currency be decentralized or centralized? Even Ethereum creator Vitalik Buterin said governments could severely marginalize cryptocurrencies and make it something only fringe communities use. So, the battle for a centralized digital currency versus a decentralized one is happening right now, right under your nose. And you will be happy. There are many other sinister, seeming altruistic plans the WEF has, like a recent article titled, "Why We Need to Give Insects the Role They Deserve in Our Food Systems." Something tells me if we're eating bugs, Americans will still find a way to deep fry it.
If everybody fried their food, there would be no war.
There's also their prediction of a global price on carbon, despite the rich and famous flying on their private jets, of course. And there's also the total erasure of hospitals. Yeah, look that one up. But through all of this, you need to remember to be happy. Don't forget that part. It's unfortunate because due to market circumstances, such as record high inflation, 2 nasty wars, and another recession predicted for 2025, big corporations can pursue long-term prudent investments while the common man has to make expedient decisions. It'll be a lot of fun in the short term. Cheap credit, booze, pills, digital media on demand, and the idea of ownership for things we don't really own. Yet, in the long term, we'll willingly give up rights that would make the average American living in 1958 puke. It's why when I was asked to speak to a high school 2 years ago and give them advice about financial literacy, I told them this: whether it's cryptocurrency or stocks or even gold, financial freedom is the only freedom you have. If you have money, people can control you less and less. It's how you get out. It's your only way out. Thanks for watching, guys. Here at 99 Bitcoins, we're the #1 hub of crypto education on the internet, and we're getting better by the day. If you like that video, be sure to click this one here, or maybe this one here, or it should be somewhere around there. Thanks. Take care. On tokens. So is this monitor exactly how I look? Yeah. Well, it looks like I'm like looking down.
Well, you are right now.
Oh, so when I'm looking, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Pepe, and Jade.